everybody, I am back for another week of just planning and kind of getting like my message across of what I am trying to do. I am just trying to not only use my planner, but also this is just going to be a means of holding myself accountable for my goals that I have set forth for this year, and then setting myself up for following years as well. So what I'm going to share today is some of my goals that I've set for 2020 and kind of like the monthly goals as well. So let's get to it. So when I open up my planner, of course it says this planner belongs to me. Obviously I just marked it out because privacy, etc. So I want to start off with the goals that I have set forth for 2020. So to do that, well, that's one of them. I kind of marked off a little bit of the things just for privacy reasons. But if you're wondering kind of what these pages look like, let me just do a blank one. So this is kind of like what these pages look like. So it gives you a mind map of what your goal is. It doesn't have to specifically be your yearly goal, but that's kind of what I chose to do. So it gives you a mind map of your goal. And then on this side, I'll kind of zoom in a little bit, other way. It kind of gives you a lowdown of like, whoa, what's your goal I'm trying to accomplish? Why is it important? And then it gives you objectives. So what steps are going to get you closer to this specific goal? So that's why I really like this planner, because it's very goal oriented. So let me zoom back out. That way we can take a look at the goal for this year. So to begin, my biggest goal that I've set forth for the first half of the year is to save $10,000 by June 30th of 2020. And so far I feel like I'm doing pretty well on it. In this, of course, I did a little bit of mind mapping, like how am I going to get to this specific short-term goal. And with that, I also kind of created my own little, what is this called? Like, not really a habit tracker, but just like a tracker. I added this just to keep myself motivated. We actually are going to color this in because I've actually been doing really well for the month of January and a little bit of February as well. I wanted to show you how I made a decision to make, or how am I going to go about saving $10,000 by June 30th, 2020. So kind of how I figured that math out is essentially I divided $10,000, by 6 months. So we'll do $10,000 divided by 6 months. So each month I kind of have to roughly save about 16, so 1,666, we'll just round it to 67. So that's how much I have to save every single month, at least. At the very, very least I have to save that much. So kind of how I did a plan of attack for January. Of course it's past now. I knew that I had to save that amount, and in January there were 3 pay periods. So what I did for each of the pay periods, so this is just January. In January, I had 3 pay periods. So we'll do pay periods, so PP. So what I did was 1667, divide that by 3. So when I did that, so we'll do 627, divide that by 3. I needed to save 566 from each pay period. So that's kind of how I was able to save. I'll get into how much I was able to save for the month of January. So this is kind of how I had to do the breakdown. I checked to see how many pay periods were in the month to get me closer to my goal of 10,000 right here. So for the month of February, of course, I needed to still save that 1,667 to reach my goal of 10,000. So what I did, there are 2 pay periods in February. So 1,667 is the minimum amount that I need to be on track for my goal. Divide that by 2. So we could just do that. So from each paycheck, I need to save $833.50, which is crazy. Okay, so let me go ahead, get into how much I was able to save for the month of January. And then this will all tie in whenever I'm talking about my February budgets and everything. So kind of how I attack my money transfers is I immediately transfer the amount that I need to save into a high interest savings account. So for the month of January, I made an initial deposit into my savings account. On 1/6, I made a deposit of $300. Then on 1/16, I made a deposit of $350. Then on 1/22, I saved $555.66, and then I would also saved another amount and deposited $555.66. So if we add all this together, I have a grand total. So let's math this. Oh, my screen's so gross. So 300 plus 350 plus 566 plus 566. So in the month of January, I was able to save $1,761.32. $1,761.32. Which is awesome. I am so happy that I was able to save that much, at least just like with my initial deposits. As I go into my budget and my monthly goals, you'll see that I actually saved more in the month of January. Since I was able to save that amount of money in the month of January, what we can do is divide that by 250, and now I could color in 7 of these squares. So of course I already colored in 1, 2, 3, 4 of them, but now I can color in some more. So I've been using my colored pencils, just normal colored pencils. So let's do a couple colors. So I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we'll stop right here. So let me go ahead and color a little bit. And we're colored in and up to date for saving $10,000 for the month of January. And what I like to do also is just say like when I was able to reach this benchmark. So this benchmark was met on 1/31 of 2020. And of course, as we go through this process, you'll follow along with this journey of mine as well. With my monthly layout, let's go ahead and zoom in a little tiny bit. So for my monthly layout, of course, I put in important events, when certain things are due, and of course the paydays. So then the next page, what I love to do is my goal setting page. Like, this is something I am so stoked about. So every month I go in to fill in my goal setting, get my mind right and everything. So we'll start on this side specifically. Zoom in. So for the month of February, to keep me on track for my goal to 10,000, I need to save at least 1,667. And of course, my biggest goal, that's my biggest goal for this month, Why is it important? Well, because I have that end date of $10,000 by June 30th of 2020. And then how am I gonna get there? Well, what I ended up doing, which you probably saw in my other video, or other half of the video, how I will get there is dividing this amount by the number of paychecks or pay periods that will go into my account. So I divided this number by 2 and I got $833.50. So I divide that by paycheck 1 and paycheck 2. So paycheck 1, I need to save $833.50. And then paycheck 2, $833.50 to be on track to save for the month $1,667 to save towards the goal of $10,000. Does that make sense? I think it does. So every time that I meet this goal, I will mark this off. So this is a good visual for me to make sure that I am on track for this goal. Moving down, I kind of wanted to map out a little bit more of my goals. So something that I've been doing, which I'll go into a little bit more detail whenever we're looking at my budgets and how I save. So what the food savings tracker is instead of, we'll get into it whenever I look at my weekly layout. My food savings tracker, what this is every time I don't swipe my card for food, so every time I don't go out and don't swipe my card at work to get food, I set that amount aside, the amount that I was going to spend, and put it into a food savings tracker that I just write down in my planner. Then at the end of the week, I tally up and count all the amounts that I saved during the week. So for example, let's do on the back of this paper. So what I've been doing, so whenever I go to like probably a fast food place, it's gonna be like, we'll just do $6.50. So that's if I went out and purchased an item from, we'll just say, let's just do Steak and Shake. Steak and Shake. I would have spent $6.50. But let's say instead of going to Steak and Shake, I actually cook at home. Well, I just saved myself $6.50. And then say I do that. So say I cook at home 3 times. So for breakfast, lunch, and then dinner. And then we'll just average $6.50 for all 3 of these. Well, the amount that I just saved from just cooking at home, so that's 0, 5, 10, 15. 6 times 3. So I just saved $19.50 by just cooking at home. So this math is my food savings tracker. The amount that I potentially save by not eating out or swiping my card at work to get snacks. So with that, I essentially gave my food savings tracker a purpose this month. So for this month, my food savings tracker is going to help fund my March Tennessee trip. My older brother has an event, a hockey championship event in Nashville, Tennessee that they're hosting. And I want to make sure that my food savings tracker can help me fund my trip there. Another goal of mine is to take Loaf on more walks. Loaf, of course, is my dog, Banana. She's a corgi, so we just always call her Loaf, or one of her nicknames is Loaf because she looks like a bread loaf. Hey everyone, I just felt the need to pause the video, that way we can admire the Nano Loaf. This is her. And then why am I going to do this? Well, it's cardio for Loaf and I. and it decreases Loaf's boredom. So of course, the more active she is, the more chances that she's not going to run amok inside the house. And kind of what I did is how I'm going to do it. Well, I'm going to do 30-minute walks once a day. I am going to be completely honest, I've been slacking on this month. Today is, what is today? Today is February 9th, and I've only taken Loaf out, like on 30-minute walks specifically, on 1.5. Part of it is because it's been snowing like crazy here in Illinois, but other chances are, gonna be honest and transparent, is because once I get home I am tired, and I'm trying my best to work on that. That way we get the necessary exercise that we need. So kind of what I did, for the month of February there are 29 days, and then I just kind of doodled 29 paws. So each time I take Loaf, Banana on a walk, I color these paws in. So right now I only have 1.5 because I think on this one, that first walk, it was so cold that both of us were just so cold that we couldn't continue even when we were all bundled up. This side, so we can see so on this side you will see my personal and then work. So I didn't cover it, whatever. So these are just some I guess, goals. So of course, for my food savings tracker, I want to at least save $300 in food savings. So with that, every week, and whenever I tally at the end of the month, I want to save at least $300 by not swiping my card or giving cash out to pay for my food. That's my main goal. My other goal is for my Tennessee trip, I want to save $175. So kind of let's go back over here. For my food savings tracker, I gave it a purpose, and that purpose was to help me save and fund my Tennessee trip. So from this food savings tracker, I'm going to use $175 of it. And this is kind of mapped out right here, below here. So food savings tracker, of course, I want to at least I want to save $300. And then this food savings tracker is going to help fund my Tennessee trip. And as I save money, food savings in a week, this will get colored in. And then this will slowly get colored in too. So this funnels into that. So this is my February monthly goals. Next, we'll go into my weekly setup, kind of give you a rundown of how my last week went. So in the last week, in my food savings tracker, as I've been saying, what I do is the amount that I don't spend at work or doing fast food, I mark here. So I gave myself a little average number, that way I don't have to do like exact math. So each time I don't swipe my card to get food, it is $6.50 safe. So $6.50 is saved. And how I got that number specifically was I saw how much I was kind of spending at McDonald's, Steak and Shake, basically certain places, and I kind of averaged it, saw my bank account. I'm like, okay, well, $6.50 is a good number for me. It could be higher or lower for you, but $6.50 is a good amount for me. And I feel like I'm gonna have to increase it here shortly because I just have to. Because I think food prices definitely went up here in my area. So what we can do together is kind of tally up how much I saved for my food savings. So for Monday, it looks like I saved $13. For Tuesday, I think Tuesday I didn't bring my lunch, and I really wanted a snack, and my snack drawer was not doing it for me, so I saved $6.50. Wednesday, I saved $13. Thursday, looks like I saved $13 again. Friday, oh no, Dom, you only saved $6.50. And then it looks like I did some wonky math, so I think I got a breakfast sandwich on, yeah, I think I did get a breakfast sandwich, but it only cost me like $3. So what I did was, you know, $6.50 minus the amount that I actually spent, so $3. So 50 cents, $3.50. So I still saved $3.50. Like that's kind of like my budgeted amount, if you will. So on Saturday I saved, let's do 10, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I only saved $10 on Saturday. Perfectly fine. We all have snacks and cravings. It's perfectly fine. It's normal. You're okay. So for Sunday, I actually cooked every single meal today. So we can do $6.50 times 3, and that'll give us 19. So let's go ahead, tally all these up. I have $10 plus 19 plus 6.50 plus 13 plus 13 plus 6.50 plus 13. So this week, I don't know if you can see that, this week I saved $81 just on food savings and not swiping my card for every single meal. So I put that here. So 81 saved. That's good. We can live with that. And where I also put that number is at the end of this week. So this is the week of the 8th. So I saved, so I'm gonna put food savings. $81 big bucks. So I saved at the end of the week $81. Not only do I put it here, but fun thing, since I saved $81, I can also fill this in too. So let's go ahead, fill this in. So since I saved $81 in my food savings, let's do a different color. So food savings, I saved $81, so I can just do this first one right here. So $81 I saved by just bringing my lunch and not swiping my card. I can also fill these in. So $81, so 25, 50, 75. We can fill this one in as well. And what I will do as well with that $81, so we'll go back here. This $81, I will actually transfer $81 straight to my savings account from my checking account. So checking to savings, I will transfer $81 to my savings account because that is the amount that I saved by not swiping my card, and that's exciting. Hello everybody, I am just popping in because I didn't really film a proper outro. So in a moment you'll see Nano Loaf. And while you see her, I just want to say thank you for watching and just being a part of this journey with me. Of course, as each day goes by, each month goes by, you'll see my progress. And I can't wait to share it with you guys, my tips and tricks more along the way. And I can't wait to share experiences with you, and hopefully we can share all together and motivate each other for each of our goals as well. So until next time everybody, stay awesome. Bye bye.